All right. Um, all right. What's up, guys? We're back. Episode 9. We have a special guest, Lincoln Color. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? Most of you probably know me, but I'm Lincoln. I work at Chick-fil-A,
Oh, that's
and
true.
I consider myself to be an intellectual in many aspects.
Which is the reason why I chose Lincoln today. Because, I don't know, Lincoln texts me a lot. We just have deep conversations. And we wanted to talk about um, a lot of things. But we're going to talk about just society. Because we live in a society. So
Yeah,
I'm going to turn up my volume really quick.
yeah.
I can barely hear you. Okay. All right. So this is weird because we haven't done an episode like this
Mhm.
of two people. But honestly, this I've always wanted a two-person podcast. That's
Yeah,
why it's called Two and a Half, man. But
exactly.
all right. So you want to start us off with the nomadic thing?
Yeah. I mean, so basically, over the last month, quarantine, a lot of questions have been asked about just life in general. As we know it, everything that we thought we knew about society has just changed in so many ways. And it just
Hmm.
begs the question as to like, how did mankind even get to this point? We've just been like talking, debating, everything
Yeah.
like that. Um, and so I guess we just gotta start from the start, which is how did civilization in general even begin? Like, how did people come from just small groups of nomadic tribes who were hunter gatherers, hunted animals and lived among them, to
To now, dude. Like
now?
with the
You know,
technology, like all the advancements.
exactly.
How are we like even alive? Like how are we so like sane right now? It begs the question. So
Yeah,
yeah. Nomadic people, they started hunter gatherers, and like in our history, we learn like they worship like
yeah,
the animals because that's what was around them, and that's what they worship. Because stay sane, you need some something, some kind of explanation, right? Something that keeps them sane, like the animals, like all the gods they
uh-huh.
worship. But we're not gonna get political. We're just gonna like kind of like just talk like intellectuals, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so, uh, I don't know. You want to talk about like your religious thing?
Yeah, I mean, basically, for the longest time, I was like 100% sure in Christianity since like I was a kid. Always believed it, never questioned it until I started going outside of my normal school of thought, which I think is important for everyone to do, just to experiment with their mind and expand upon it. Um, and basically, the conclusion I've come to is that there's just so many answers, there's so many possibilities of what it can be, and every question that I ask is all interconnected with each other. For example, when we talk about the start of society, and we're talking about why civilization started, um, we realize that people come together, obviously, because humans realize it's natural human nature that when humans are amongst each other, they have a better chance of survival.
Yeah.
And that's just philosophy 101, But how do you keep a rule of law,
Mm.
So society begins, and they already realize just in our natural tendency that killing each other is wrong, just these basic human things that we know are wrong, but how do you enforce that?
Yeah.
So religion thus takes that place. It becomes much more organized. For example, you have these people that come together and they want to live together, they want to thrive together, they want to work with each other for a better chance of survival. But why would people not do what they want, what's best for them, if there's no enforcement there? And sure, you have police and you create rule of law, but the real enforcement is a trust in, maybe not a trust, but belief in something better than yourself. Just that's how religion gets invented. And
Mm-hmm.
it's my opinion, frankly, that religion then shapes society, you know? Like you look at America, for example, we start a society with religious freedom, but um, our, we colonize, we fight for our survival, we win, we create society, but then we basically organize Christianity as a country, whether whatever form that may be, depending on where you are in the country. And then after that, look at how much Christianity impacts America. Sure, we have a separation between church and state, but if you're going to sit here and say that our belief in God as a country hasn't dictated almost every decision we've made,
Mm-hmm.
then you're wrong because it frankly has shaped our society to the fact that most people act in a certain way, treat each other in a certain way for the manner of their trust or their fear in God, more
Yeah.
so than the fact that there's a presence or a government above them, you know?
Yeah, I would say like even more so like way back when, like before
Yeah,
enlightenment and all that.
yeah,
Like we were talking about like before enlightenment, like religion was the only thing they had to keep them like sane. And
yeah.
basically what Lincoln is saying is um like religion in the past has been like used by like humanity to like maintain morality, to control, not control, but like just maintain like
No, any sort, some sort of like normalcy, you know,
yeah,
and like
normalcy,
structure in society.
because there's rulers and
Yeah,
these rulers need to control the people, and they use the fear of going to hell or the whatever religion this like um they have to follow, or else they're something bad's gonna happen. So
it 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 when basically another point is when implemented correctly, religion, you know, gives its hope to the people and instills
yeah.
like morality and structure to society, like we've said. But when used bad, which we'll get into, it is basically used as a mechanism of fear, you know?
Hmm.
Like when people start to rise up and revolt and realize that the government is out of touch with their people, they don't care about the police, they don't care about the government anymore. The only thing stopping them from doing these acts is God. And when you instill fear in people, when you instill that they will go to hell, that they'll spend the rest of their lives in eternity if they do this or if they do these bad things,
Hmm.
then thus you have a force greater than any force on earth that you can make.
Yeah.
You know,
uh, um but yeah, like yeah, like we were saying, like it has led people like to be trapped and not experience new thoughts. So like
yeah,
it's um in a way like without it, society would it like in the future, like these advancements in technology and just society in general, it could get out of hand without religion. There can be dangerous some new danger in play, some new type of rule, but this, which is why we do need religion, because it maintains that moral code, moral compass, so that there should be that continued moral compass. Like,
but then there's the clear side that there's that debate against religion that we're obviously going to get into. But I mean, basically, you look at from we'll just say like AD. So if we whether you believe in Jesus or not, but when that cycle happened for 16 centuries, society grew at just like a normal linear rate. It would just it's progressing slowly, no major changes, nothing at all. All this time, religion is at the forefront, regardless of what religion you believe. It was at the forefront of humanity. Then we get 16th century. We start getting a change of mindset in humans. You know, people began to shift towards science and what they can see on earth and what they can truly trust and believe in, and not a god. And then you look over a 4 century span,
mm-hmm.
exponentially has the world changed. I mean, once God I'm not going to say got taken out of society, but got diminished. And once religion, especially in the Western world, for that, got pushed below science and everything like
Like
that.
it's definitely not as like as prevalent as before,
Yeah,
for sure.
look what happened. I mean, we turned a world in the 1800s that didn't have any electricity,
We didn't
any
have
really
the internet not
light,
too long ago, and look how far we've got.
any light. And then 200 years later, which in the span of historical sense is absolutely nothing, the world has changed in about every way you can possibly think,
So
which begs
fast.
the question, like, does religion hold humans back? Does it
Yeah.
restrict people enough so that they don't even have a thought process anymore, that their own thoughts aren't even their own? And is that good or is that bad? Is
Yeah.
really the tough question, you know?
And we're not against like religion. We're not against like Orthodox people or
Yeah.
anything. But we're just asking the question. What
Mm-hmm.
was just what we've come up like these questions we think of,
Yep.
and J Cole says. J Cole talks about it in some songs. We're big J Cole fans, but yeah. I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So now that we've like evolved as societies, like exponentially within like a decade, like um, I wanted to talk about the youth.
Yeah.
I kind of went off on that last night, but
Yeah, you did.
like it's already happening. Like like a lot of friends that I have, with an exception of like you and like like Matt and Kyle, but like a lot of my friends aren't religious. Like they're like Christian or like Jewish, but they're not. They don't like go to temple. They don't go to church, but they just kind of are. Um, but like they're not. A lot of kids aren't religious, um, which creates these kids getting younger and younger, 12 years old, 10, getting like selling drugs, taking drugs, just getting like shit faced, dude. Like it's terrible, and like having sex way too young, and it's because of technology, dude. Like getting into situations they shouldn't even know about at their age.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's insane. Like when I was 12, I didn't even. I mean, there was like iPhones, but I didn't even have one yet. But like it was different. It's different today,
Like,
especially.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, there's kids more compasses nowadays are they're fucked.
yeah,
They can't speak correctly, communicate correctly. They can't talk to a person, dude.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
They don't know what's right, what's wrong.
And frankly, you can't even blame that on the kids, you know?
We can. It's
Like,
just like
it's like you want to get mad at them for doing dumb stuff, but how do you get mad at them when that's the culture
yeah,
they're being surrounded by, you know? And that's the
yeah,
tough thing. And then you
exactly.
have to ask, why that is, you know?
Yeah,
And I mean, I think we've come to consensus that, I mean, frankly, you have to put a lot of this stuff on technology, you know?
yeah.
And that's the tough question. It's like our society has changed so much, some for the better, some for the worse. And
Mhm.
while we did say society has grown exponentially, it's was that good or bad? Has it been good or bad? And
Which is a
what
tough
you
question, cause like
where
on
society and religion used to like coincide with each other,
yeah,
now it's like, you've got society up here, you've got your own priorities, your own livelihood, everything that involves you versus religion is now way down here and it's not emphasized. And I'm
yeah,
not saying that because I don't even really consider myself Christian anymore.
uh
From
huh,
just from the morality aspect though, you know.
yeah. And it's different in different parts of the world, different states, but for the most part, it's gone out of hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, there's like a huge divide in religion and popular doubt in it too,
Yeah.
and for the most part, we live in peace. But how long is that gonna last?
Mhm.
Because
Exactly.
technology, dude.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not saying like like be orthodox and don't do this, but like yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, we're kids, we do whatever we want.
We all know that stuff is fun. It's just,
Yeah,
usually it's around like high school time where you start experimenting with all this stuff, and that's fine. It's just
it's
part of
natural. It's
growing
part of
up,
life.
of being a kid.
Yeah.
But when you're just doing it younger than that, and when you do it and you don't have any thought of this might be wrong, that's the problem.
Hmm. Yeah, dude. Like my cousins have like iPhones, and they're like 5.
Yeah.
Like it's like you could literally access anything
Just
with an
you
iPhone,
get the thing is you just get addicted to the screen. And
and you
again,
can't blame them,
like
like we said.
you get into that you thing, which is
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's a religion that you should follow, but the good thing about religion, if implemented correctly, is that it emphasizes something above yourself. It's more important than you.
Yeah.
And you feel a sort of tendency to think about things in life that aren't yourself motivated. Now we're more focused on like we go to 12 years of public school just to go to 4 years of college, just for most of us to go to a job that we aren't even happy at, just to have
Yeah.
kids and have a family and do the same cycle that repeats. When most of it, we don't even have a smile on our face for it. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, for what?
Yeah. Which kind of wants beg kind of makes me want to talk about fucking just the world, dude.
Yeah,
I I I put on my Snapchat story, dude. I think something really bad's gonna happen.
yeah.
Cause
We
like
both feel it. Yeah,
I don't know. I just got fucked up last night. Like it,
yeah.
it it made me scared. Just like thinking about this stuff. Like
I know.
we don't know.
We
It's
don't.
just
It makes you, when you start thinking about this stuff, you realize that you are really just like a droplet of dust comparatively.
yeah.
Like we're so like when we don't really know anything that's going on in the world. Honestly, man. Like
Mhm.
at this point, like we have access to a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, man, like there's so much stuff that we don't know about,
Mhm.
and we just have that feeling that something is just it's off,
Yeah,
and
like
you
we're
know,
trying to ask these questions because, like you said, everybody lives this life all about you. You want to get that money. You want to do whatever you
you
want to
want
do. You want to buy that house. But like, what's the meaning of it?
bro.
Do you know what's going on around you?
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
like
know
we just live as if
we
like
just
I feel
live?
like
We're a
what
tiny speck.
sucks. That's what gets me mad is like we kind of just accept the fact that we're here, and
Exactly.
then we just live. But it's like, how are we not going to address the elephants in the room? Like, why are we here? How did we get here? What
Mhm.
is after this? Which is what religion
Which is why we have
does.
religion,
Intends to
because there
do,
needs
yeah.
to be some
Because without
explanation.
that, man goes insane.
We go
Which is
crazy.
why there's always been a co-balance between society and religion.
Mhm.
And once that's out of whack, it's like, what's what are we gonna do as a world?
Yeah.
And it just seems like we just messed up the balance of what humanity is, and it's like
Yeah.
it just makes me wonder if something bad is just gonna happen soon. Like I just feel like you can't get to a point like this without I don't know, like I just feel like something
There
is
comes
off.
a
Is
limit,
off. Yeah,
you know, like back then, like medieval times, your life was a religion.
yeah,
Like that was there's no you.
yeah.
It's
And I don't think that that's the right way to live either.
it's
You
not.
know?
There's two
Yeah.
spectrums,
And it's like
extreme and
what?
extreme, but where's the middle? Like can the middle work
Yeah. But it's like I feel like the
without
Enlightenment.
without
Yeah.
like, you know.
It's like I feel like the Enlightenment they were like getting it right. Like there was like a good mix of like they there was still like a belief in God in society, but there's also a trust in science, and
Mhm.
there was a good mix of like between me and something else. And now it's like we've shifted, but we've shifted the other way so much. So it's
Yeah.
like
But when science goes too far, people start um
because it's like
People start
Like,
experimenting with things that shouldn't be experimented with,
yeah,
and it gets out of hand.
yeah. I don't
So,
know.
which
Wish we could go back in time, just restart.
it's
I
just
don't
scary.
like
It's
to play
scary to think
frog.
about.
It is.
And yeah, dude, it's kind of fucked. I don't want to say the world's gonna end, but like,
Yeah, kind of
it's
feels like
just
it.
like
Yeah.
I don't know what to believe. Like, it's just
Well,
that you saw the
well,
news, the UFO thing.
yeah. And that's probably what we're gonna. That's is our next topic. But it's like we live in the United States and we live in all these democracies across the world. But it's like, do we even trust the people who are leading us? Like, do we even trust the government? Like, y'all
Yeah,
know me. If you do, you knew me. I used to be super political, and now it's
yeah,
like
you did.
I'm political, but because I just don't buy this bullshit anymore. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, it's like we're literally being ruled by these politicians who, both sides are probably shady as fuck for the vast majority of them, and direct ties with the rich. And it's like we just blindly follow everything they tell us to do, regardless of the situation. We don't question like who's even in power of us. We don't
hmm
even know what's going on. We don't know if what's going on with Kim Jong
we
Un.
don't know if
We
he's
don't know,
alive or
we don't
not.
know how this virus started. Like, of course, like I get how it starts from a bat, but in some ways
Yeah,
I
I was
don't.
saying like
It's like
I don't
in
believe
some,
that
yeah,
one person in Wuhan started this global pandemic.
exactly.
Like, are
And
you
it's
kidding
like
me? I mean,
there's so much
it
stuff
starts with one person, but still, like,
and it's like there's so much stuff we don't know. We are just sitting ourselves in our houses for over a month now, just listening to what everyone else
and
is telling us to do.
we just accept
Yeah,
it.
like
Like
that's what sheep do.
this is insane because I was
Yeah,
saying yesterday, like, this is a unique opportunity.
yeah,
Everybody is locked inside their houses. What do you think other governments are like? What's going on behind the scenes right now? This is a
exactly.
unique opportunity that's never happened, at least in a long time. I don't know when the last time this has happened, but it's just like
Yeah, and if you're still listening up until this point, one credit to you, but
I'm sure they
two,
are because this is
yeah,
interesting.
but I urge you just like start thinking about this shit. Just
Yeah,
like
start
thinking at your
questioning.
own fate, and like of course we have that tendency like on this thing to just be lazy and be with ourselves, stick to our phones or our video games. But
Yeah,
I mean I'm not gonna lie, I do that, but just like
yeah,
use
you
this
do.
time use yeah,
Yeah, he's a mole.
use this time like productively, like there's so much stuff that we
Yeah,
just
dude.
don't
The
know
last
and
12
so
years
much
of your
stuff we can
life,
think about,
you've just
you
been
know
focused on
because
schoolwork, college, sports, but like
all this, you never have time to think about all these
start
questions.
just
How do you
thinking,
get
dude.
that time? Yeah. Everything. Question everything,
Which
because
goes back to like these kids on drugs.
um,
Like it kind of makes sense in a way cuz the
yeah,
world's just so insane.
our generation, we've had no say in this, like at all.
No.
Like we were born into this world and it grew as we grew up.
We
You know,
were probably born in the most like
chaotic.
no, what's the word? Like pivotal moment in human history. Not I don't
And,
know, but like technology wise
yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Because when
advances.
it was when we were started to like go over that curve,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when we
This
were,
is like we're over the curve now, and this is like
yeah,
the beginning of
now,
something.
yeah, it is. And we've had no say in it. We just accept it.
Hmm
And it's just, I mean, obviously you have to beg the question. It's like, why do we just sit here and just accept society for what it is just because we're young?
hmm
Like, frankly, this is a democracy and you have the choices to make your own decisions. So you don't have to sit here and just accept everything for what it is. Your voice matters and your opinions matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think it's good for people, humanity in general, to just sit there and just accept stuff. That's what
Sometimes,
I did.
yeah. Sometimes, dude. Like even when I was younger, like 10, sometimes I just like I'm in my like sitting in my bed or just dozing off, and I
Yeah,
just like think about like who am I in this moment in this world in this universe, what's my role? What's my significance?
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah,
realize I'm like nothing. Like, what am I? I
exactly.
can't go beyond
Yeah,
the universe. Like, what even is that? Like, it just fucks me up. Like, it
yeah,
makes
I
me
know.
feel like I'm nothing. It makes me like forget even like what I am as just a human being.
Hmm.
It makes me kind of like dissociate. Like, I feel like my soul leaves my body, and I just kind of
Yeah,
look at myself in third person. Like, what even is this?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
we're getting deep as shit here.
For real. And it's like, I
I
don't know. It's like for 18 years, I never went outside my school of thought. I never questioned why I believed these things. And frankly, let me tell you, I was not happy with that. And I wasn't happy. I wasn't living the life I wanted to live. And at this point in time, I think I am like the farthest away from the truth I've ever been because I thought I had it all figured out. But at the same time, this is the happiest and most free I've ever felt in my entire life just because I've been asking questions and expanding my mind, opening up new ideas to come in.
yeah.
And instead of just sitting there and accepting God for what it was and accepting politics for what it was because my parents and the media told me to and everything, I just had to change my philosophy in that. It's made
Yeah.
a big difference.
And we're lucky to be here in this country because like
We are.
other
We can
countries,
be
like,
a, we can be a North Korean right now.
yeah, if you're there right
And
now, like your life is completely
you,
different.
you don't have a say in anything. And
Nothing.
we take that for granted. While I don't think we're as free as we think we are,
But
we are
compared to other
still we
places,
are still very free and we can make
in
life decisions
like we're
that
the ones that are gonna make the difference. Because like in other countries, they can't. They're just trying to survive. They're just trying to get by.
yeah.
But like
And it's like
here, we can ask those questions.
yeah,
So dude,
yeah,
let's see how long I've been going. Um, almost 30 minutes.
yes, yeah.
All right. Let's see if can we talk about anything else on that topic. We don't know if Kim's alive.
We don't
Okay. I know something.
yeah,
So I remember I said I went to DC.
yeah,
So like my family has friends that like lived in DC area,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like we like these kids that live in that area or literally anywhere, to be honest with you, like anyone's parent can be like in the CIA and they don't know.
yeah,
They could be like it's weird because those people have to lie to their families about who they are.
yeah. And
It's
for
just
what?
yeah. Why though? Like, are there
Yeah,
aliens? So you're not telling me. Like,
exactly.
it's just weird because like it's obvious that like there's something being hidden from us and it's big.
Yeah. There, it definitely is, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, That's why I used to be super political, and then after I realized like the bullshit of it all, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of times the government, not just our government, governments around the world, the rich and elite just hide stuff from the public. Like
Scary to think about.
it is, and it's like I'm just gonna formulate my own opinions, and I'm not gonna follow what
Yeah.
everyone. I'm not gonna follow what everyone else tells me. You know?
And even if it's not aliens, it could be like weapons, and it's scary. Like
Yeah,
you don't know what it's. I don't know, but
we dropped a bomb. We dropped two bombs on Japan
yeah,
without really asking our people, should we do it?
yeah, this
Just did it.
yeah,
And I'm not going to get political here and debate was it good, was it bad. I'm just saying that the Americans had no idea. We knew that Pearl Harbor happened. We knew that we were probably going to get involved with the war. And then we just killed thousands of innocent civilians in Japan
uh,
without the say of its citizens.
yeah.
You just don't know, you
Which
know?
tells us it's just which says something
Yeah,
because if we're willing to do something like that and they're hiding stuff right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
it's like
We don't know. For all we know, we might get a nuclear war tomorrow. We're not going to have a say in it. For
yeah,
what? Like, for what?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I do understand like they don't want people to know this stuff, this intelligence, because it could
of course, yeah.
become
You, we don't, I'm not saying they should tell us they're going to leak a top secret mission to kill one of these bad guys.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there's some shit out there that we probably should know that we don't.
Hmm.
And if we knew about it, chaos would most likely ensue.
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just know that the government hides shit from their people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to talk about now.
Um.
I guess like I don't know. It's like, do you think that like where do you think we're going as a society? Like 40 maybe yeah like 45 years from now when we're retiring, you know, like
Hmm.
what the hell is the world gonna look like?
I
You
think.
know,
Um. Huh. I
and
think.
I don't even want to get into speculation really. It's just like if we were keep going on the same exponential curve that
Yeah.
we're on.
I'm just thinking about what I'm seeing now and how that could
Yeah.
change later. So what we are seeing now is
Well, I think we're gonna see religion and morality like
kind
not
of,
completely
yeah.
diminished,
It's
but
not,
it's going to be at the lowest it can get in
which is
Western
bad,
civilization
and that moral
because it's
compass is
never
gonna
relying.
slowly dissipate. These kids are gonna start freaking getting stupid,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they might be getting those A's in class in physics, but their moral code is like that's the scary part. Technology is gonna go up, but that moral compass is gonna.
exactly.
I
Because it's
think,
like,
yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot more poor people.
yeah, yeah, we're already seeing that today.
Yeah,
Because
and we
it's
don't know
like,
how society's gonna go on after this coronavirus either.
mm-mm. The world's going to be changed entirely.
I just want to go to college though. I'm annoyed.
Yeah, for real.
Are you still gonna move to Tampa even though we might be in the fall?
Probably.
Yeah.
Pretty tired of California.
Yeah, this kid hates California. He's been saying it since like sophomore year.
It's not the politics of it or anything. It's just I just don't agree with the way of life people live here, and it kind of gives into like my opinions on it. But I just think people here are too involved with themselves and too involved with their careers and making money than they are with spending time with their family and trying to get happiness, you know? Because it's like, what's the point of all this shit, you know? Like, if you're going to go to a job just to make money that you don't enjoy, just so you can get a good car or an extra bedroom in your house or this or that, it's like, what is the point? And
Yeah.
I just observed that a lot here. Whereas I grew up on the East Coast in a lot more modest and humble communities, and where people there, it's like the best car you're going to see on the road is a Chevy Suburban, but everyone there has a smile on their face. Everyone's content with what they have, and people are just genuine.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect, but it's better than what it is here, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's very toxic here.
Yeah,
I was
very.
I was listening to a podcast like in like LA,
Yeah,
like life here is like generally good, but I was watching a podcast. They're like, dude, like trying to like date a girl is so much more complicated in LA. Like they're so much more like toxic, and the girls
yeah.
in like the East Coast are so much more like
Chill, nice,
chill,
humble.
nice. But like in LA, you have to be perfect at everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, I saw my message to you saying, imagine your pastor being a CIA agent, or like your science teacher. um. All right. So me and Lincoln watched this show called Outer Banks, and it's super addictive, but it's also terrible. Like the acting is so bad, and just like the things that happen are just so stupid, and they just like they're ridiculous, and they don't even bat an eye. Like in the first or second episode, they're on the boat in the marsh in the water, and these guys start firing at them. I'm doing something, mom. And they start shooting at him,
Yeah,
and they don't even like think that's weird.
yeah.
Like they just kind of like go past that, like as if they didn't almost die. And then
Movie. Yeah.
when he meets when um John B meets uh
Wait, don't spoil anything.
I'm not gonna he meets this person,
Yeah,
and then like they do this mission,
yeah,
and then this person, like they're trying to find this treasure. Okay, that's not a spoil. That's just like the plot.
yeah.
And as they're trying to find treasure, they get attacked. They get shot at, and then that
Look,
like that's not that weird, but
yeah,
then later this person has like a love interest in this other person, and the girl's like, man, today was the best day ever. I loved today. Like you almost died. You don't you get, you got shot at.
yeah,
Do you like not even? I don't know. It's just ridiculous. The show.
yeah. It is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I watched it and I kind of just like it's just addicting. It's one of those
Yeah, yeah,
things. It's
yeah.
like you love it, but you're not gonna turn it off.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, I stayed up to 5 a.m.
yeah,
last night.
just watching it, and it's like, and you just kind of do it. But I mean, I think it goes to reflect like movie culture and everything like that. Like, it's just weird. Like we see like random people shooting at kids on a boat, trying to chase treasure on TV, and we're not even stunned or shocked by it at all. It's just like, oh, they're shooting again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I don't know. It's weird. Like movie culture and everything like that. It's like engraved in us. Like we don't even feel phased by like any of that
It's just
stuff
because we
anymore.
know like
Yeah,
it's ridiculous and it's not
it's
gonna
it's
happen.
a demand. It's a demand now.
Uh
Like
huh.
this like weird shit. Like it's a demand from the people now,
Yeah,
and like people are banking on it.
yeah. Like even if shows are like bad, they're gonna watch it.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about artists?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, you can start.
Well, you just want to talk about like full logic stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'll talk first, I guess. So um, Lincoln hates logic. Oh, he hates like his
I don't
voice.
like I don't like his voice and his vibe, but I like the guy.
Yeah. So like I knew, cause like I knew Lincoln didn't like listen to him that much, but I knew he would like these couple songs, and like I don't know, like you can relate to them, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to like get into it. I don't want to like get like into your life, but like yeah,
No, I mean whatever. I mean I'm typically an open book about a lot of shit.
yeah. But just like there's a specific song called "Growing Pains" and like just how um it's just his songs are real. Like these specific ones, like they're real and raw, and they're a lot of people can relate to it, and
Yeah.
it's just it's heartbreaking too, but it's
And it's like whether you can relate to the specifics of it
yeah,
or a lot of the what I liked about Logic is a lot of the shit I could relate on a specific level to, which a lot of
yeah,
people can't because I'm not going to say they have an easy childhood, but they haven't really gone through a lot of the trials and shit that
yeah, for
Logic and
sure.
people like myself have. But what I like about it is like people can relate to the struggle.
Hmm.
Everyone can. Everyone can relate to growing up in maybe a not so perfect family and trying to combat that with different ways, different mechanisms. And it's just honest, it's just true,
Yeah,
which is what I love about him.
yeah,
But
me and Lincoln like just real, just real raw, just facts story. It's just
tell,
like
tell me, just
and
tell
chill.
me what's on your mind. Put a nice little beat to it, and we're
Yeah,
good.
just make it real, make it
Yeah.
unique.
Well, that's why I like J. Cole.
Yeah,
Like, if J. Cole died tomorrow,
and J Cole asked those questions we talked about.
yeah. If J. Cole died tomorrow, I would probably die too. Like, I swear.
Like a party you would.
You know me, like J. Cole is like my life.
Yeah, it's
I
his
swear.
idol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my beyond my idol. He's just I don't know, it's like
false prophets.
He's just like he know and what I love about him is like he's not sitting up here and telling these points of view like he's some college like he's some philosophy major or like he's certified on the subject. He's
Yeah.
just telling it how he sees it and he's just being honest about it. You know, he's like has this song where it's like it's called High for Hours. It's one of my favorites. And he just talks about like mankind's natural tendency is to when they get power is to become corrupt with it and want even more. And so he
Mm.
talks about like I know in the current state of our world, a lot of you want a revolution. A lot of you want to retake office, to retake what you want. But he's like, what's the point of that if when you get there, you're just going to do the same damn thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people who get power are going to abuse it in basically all senses.
He's
And while we might
yeah.
not see that a lot, that's what he believes. And I believe him on that. But then he says, he goes, I mean, what's good? What's it called? I mean, it basically says the only real revolution happens right inside of you, which is a quote that kind of stuck with me. But it's like, it's reflecting my point of view right now, which is I might disagree with the people in office. I might want to change on both sides. I don't like the state of politics in our country, but the only real change is going to happen right in here, you know, the change in my thoughts, change in my opinions and my views. That's the real revolution that's going to happen because I know damn well if I got in office tomorrow and a lot of people disagree with me, it would take some shit to control them, you know? I
Yeah.
don't want that power because I know how to abuse it as well.
Yeah. It's true. It's that kind of reminded me of like the French Revolution. They all were like, I don't like monarchy and all that. They're hanging people and shit. And then after that, didn't like another ruler come back in? Wasn't it like
They just put
Napoleon?
another guy in place. Yeah,
Napoleon or something?
yeah,
And they
yeah,
just replaced it with another ruler,
exactly. And
which abused their
this is
power, I
our guy.
think.
They're like, this is our guy. But in all actuality, when you get it, you're
Yeah.
gonna abuse it, and you're gonna want more.
So like, yeah, if you're gonna have a revolution, have a plan. So don't just like boast about stuff you don't know what you're talking about.
For real.
Um,
Yeah, Jake Paul's a god though.
yeah. Didn't he talk about Obama meeting Obama and that?
Yeah, he did. And that's where it came from. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, you're in office right now. Like, why are these things still happening? You know?
Yeah.
And Obama's like, shit, man. Like, it's politics. You feel me? It's like I'm doing what I can. You got
Yeah.
to
He's
do what you
trying.
can. Make your life better for your children, however you can. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I might not love Obama, but respect him, man.
Yeah. Um, what's another song we could talk about? I don't. Okay. Let's talk about our top like three J Cole songs.
All right, you go.
Um, I think my first one was like, shit. What was it?
You had For Your Eyes Only,
Oh yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
think what else? Yeah.
It was For Your Eyes Only. I think like once a once an addict, and then
Yeah.
two tales of two cities. Um, I don't know. I like For Your Eyes Only because isn't it like talking about? Isn't it like in the point of view of his friend or something?
It's in the point of view of his friend who obviously died.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just real.
yeah.
It's just like it's a long ass song, just telling like the truth, dude. It's just like
It's like he might not. I mean, what that song it just kind of talks about how like obviously the point of view of like
just the
he
struggles
feel
of like black
it's like
like
he
society.
feel he feels something's off in his life, you know, like he
Hmm.
feels like he has that sense like we do now, like something's off. This isn't normalcy. Like something bad might happen to me, and it's like talking to his daughter. He's like, I might not
Yeah.
have been perfect. Like I'm not a perfect dude. I've done drug dealers. I've gone to prison. Done so much bad stuff in my life, but at least I'm a real father because I love you. You feel me? Like he
Hmm.
tried, and it's like you see these rich and successful parents. You
It's
know, it's
real.
like,
It's so real.
but it is, and it's like they might have everything off of their children. They might not have to go through a struggle in their life, but it's like there's still a lot of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, and a lot of
real.
times, people that grow up in that situation don't have a choice,
Yeah,
and
like
it's
you obviously
the fact that
you
he's
obviously
there for his daughter. It's incredible.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. There's like that. I don't know. It's just a lot of the stuff J. Cole raps about. I lived through,
Hmm.
and it just a
Yeah,
lot of that stuff
that's why
reflect.
Lincoln loves him.
It just kind of like reflects my upbringing, shit that happened in my life and everything. Just remember like one night I just kind of like woke up to some crazy ass news, and like I didn't want to go to school
Yeah,
because I didn't even know if this person was really, I mean, like alive, to be honest with you.
yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, but I was like, I got in the car, and the first song I turn on is just, he's literally rapping about the situation I was just, am I in right now? I'm like, damn, like, this dude really done lived my life.
That's
What
why.
more?
Yeah, that's why, dude. Like J. Cole has such a strong, loyal fan base because
Yeah, I know.
he's a storyteller. He tells you stories and people relate. So, um, yeah. My next favorite song was honestly, I put I put Friends over. I put Friends in there too, off
Mm.
KOD, just cause um I don't know. It's just what I see with these my friends, like these kids I used to know that I used to be like close with. Like,
Yeah.
what do they do every weekend? Like they have to do these. They have to smoke. They have to do this. It's like it's like they have to.
And it's like, there's not, don't get this like twisted. Like, me and Jacob do this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of the stuff is fun. And I'm not like, for us to sit here and say we don't is a lie. Like we do partake in all this stuff. Like we
Mm.
do all the fun,
Just not to the
but it's like
extent of some people that have taken
yeah,
it too far.
when it becomes like a necessity in your life,
Uh
that's
huh.
the problem. That's
Yeah.
what he talks about.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone does it. Like there's not, you
Mm.
can't sit here and say that someone hasn't drinking or someone hasn't smoking. We do it,
Like
but
he talks
like
about like they can't live without it. Like it's
if
just
you can't live without it,
that's bad.
problem. Yeah,
And then my
yeah,
third one was Tales of. Another one I liked was Tales of Two Cities because
yeah,
it's like, isn't it? It talks about like people living like the rich life and also people living the poor life, right?
mhm, yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I thought that was like unique.
Just like kind of like, and he just makes it like a lot of these topics are really hard to just discuss and talk about. He
Yeah,
makes it in like a open, just like genuine, like this is what I think. This is it. This is what it is,
yeah,
and it's just like, it just points out like problems in our system. You know,
yeah.
and it's like I might not agree with everything in it, but the fact that he's just a genuine dude, it's all
Hmm.
that matters. You know,
We have
you
about
don't
10
see that
minutes left, by the way.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to talk about your top really quick?
Oh yeah. Um, so it's in my top three. Love Yours is definitely my number one.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
great song.
it's my favorite song in general, probably. But it's
Yeah,
basically just him, and he just talks about like it's like there's always going to be better shit out there. There's always going to be like a hotter girl. There's always going to be a bigger house, better car. But you ain't gonna be happy until you're content and you love what you got. And you like love it with your heart.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, of course, it's not going to be perfect. We all know that, but just like being a real person and loving yours is how you just like find happiness.
yeah,
You feel me? That false prophets is just like just the vibe. Talks about basically like the state of rap in general and like how I mean it's he kind of knocks on me in that song because I idolize this dude like he's a freaking god.
yeah,
Jacob knows, but he's like half the time like you don't even know what these people are thinking. You know what they're doing in their lives. Like take power in yours.
but
Like
it's different for you because
yeah,
like it's not like you want to be him. It's just you
yeah,
really connect with his message and you really fuck
yeah,
with him.
yeah. I just connect with the way he thinks about stuff. Like
Yeah,
he's just so enlightened, and that's all I'm looking for right now is like finding I'm not trying to like obviously I want to know everything, but I'm just trying to find answers that make sense in my own head
Yeah.
and thoughts behind it. That's what he's doing, and I respect that.
Yeah. Like, you know how he featured on Logic's song?
Yeah,
Like he's saying like he's like talking to him in the song like you're never gonna be me. I'm never gonna be you. Just like you gotta just be yourself. Like screw all that half black, half white shit. Just be who you are. Identify as a star. Just like
damn
it was.
right.
I love
Yeah,
that. That was cool.
yeah, yeah.
And it
It
was
was.
just he's like a big brother, and it like kind of connects to that. Like you can't try to be somebody else. You know.
You know that I struggle with being this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your and then what was your third choice?
Uh, my third choice was change. It was just off where I was only. It's similar. It talks about it was kind of the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
same thing I told you guys about. You got the gist of it.
Mm. I like the song Neighbors too. That one's really good.
Yeah,
Neighbors.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see how much time. I think we have like 5 minutes ish.
like five. Yeah,
Yeah, we can go for like 5 more minutes.
yeah. I mean, basically, just do like a. I mean, if you want, just you can just do like a recap of shit, like in a general like
Okay. Yeah.
state. I mean, like basically, we think, or I mean, at least I think that people created communities together, conjoined together, and thus created organized religion. Religion, as religion grew, it shaped society, and the two went hand in hand for the longest time until the Enlightenment, which threw everything off, and people began to shift the course of it towards more of society and less of religion. And now we're on that curve exponentially, and it's just changing
Yeah.
day by day.
Yeah. So like religion,
Um,
politics, and what's the other
and
thing? Technology.
yeah,
Like it all coincides together.
yeah, it does. Because then you think about that, society reflects uh, technology and everything like that. And
Yeah.
technology has grown exponentially too, but it's like at what cost? Because now we don't really have
Mm.
morality. We don't have that grounding anymore. And I don't know. So I mean all that stuff is just interconnected with it,
Mm.
and it's just opening. Like I mean I don't know if you guys even want to hear my opinion on like what I think God is at this point, because it's
Yeah.
not finished, but it's just
Yeah. It's
whatever.
just we're just trying to
It's,
like we're just talking about like where we are
yeah,
a,
human.
as a human race. Just like
Yeah,
we're not trying to like put our agendas and shit, but
yeah,
like it's just we're
right.
just observing the world. Um, yeah. So like yeah, kids will keep doing what they're doing. They'll keep getting younger, but there's nothing we could really do about it. It's just what the society presents to them. Like, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Shit.
Just of it.
Yeah. So that's probably gonna end it right there.
Yeah,
Um, thank you, Lincoln, coming on. We're
yeah,
gonna do more interviews, stuff like this. We're like get into
yeah.
depth about
Why?
what I think the person I'm interviewing is gonna like, and I love this. Is probably my favorite episode.
Yeah,
Because it's just like easy to listen
just talking.
to, and it's just like
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
And yeah. So thanks for listening. If you want to
yeah.
be in this, just comment if you're even here still. So yeah. Thanks
Good.
for watching.